I'm Annette Poiesz. I founded the chain Never Stops a few years ago because we believe in an open chain, in that you really can create value by cooperating in long, particularly food chains, so from primary producer to consumer. And in that context, we also worked on unattended delivery and collection, because we feel that if you have a lot of buying and selling on the internet, on e-commerce, in food and also just in parcels, whatever you buy, your clothes, your shoes, everything you do, that it will be good that it can be delivered at any point in time, that you can make a sustainable and optimized last mile, because now the problem is often people are not at home, or consumers have to stay at home in order to receive it. And at least in the Netherlands, it was established that more than 90% of receivers, so the customers of the shippers, prefer that it's delivered at home if they buy on the internet. So that's why we started it. And it got a good reception. We did a pilot with a local food retailer. The problem we want to resolve is that when there is a delivery for a household, that it can be delivered first time right, and then actually when it's optimum in the supply chain, so that the routes can be optimized, that it can be, for example, delivered late. Like now you normally wouldn't open the door, say after 10 in the evening, you think like, oh, who is that? Or you're already asleep or whatever, at least you want peace of mind. So we can extend the delivery window and make it more optimum to deliver and reduce the number of logistic movements in the chain. We're trying to develop a data space for the last mile, so in logistics, but particularly in the last part of the logistics chain. But the idea comes already from what we're doing in the chain Never Stops, because we're looking at a digital component on products, which is data. Basically, you have the physical product and you have all kinds of attributes that come from the product or the process or the process a product goes through before it is delivered to the one who's going to eat the tomato or wear the clothes and things like that. So we believe that you can better match supply and demand, but we also believe that there's a value those data have to the owner of the data, because he can valorize that in the supply chain. And as of now, that's really difficult for them to do, because its price is the overriding principle in the whole supply chain where things move on, because it's very difficult to access other information and to access other reliable information. And a data owner, as of now, has difficulty releasing that information under his or her own control. So that's what we're trying to do. And that also applies to the last mile, because in the end it is a delivery of a product a consumer has ordered with a shipper. So their data from the consumer, their data from the shipper, their data from the logistics service provider, and together these data will result in an optimum delivery unattended to the consumer. So we need to share the data in a secure way and under the control of the data owners. Why we opted for i4Trust is because you have the Fireware organization and iShare. We've been involved or known about iShare from the beginning, when it was still in its inception phase, and we liked it very much because we thought it was a solution to a problem we really wanted to solve within what we were trying to do in the chain Never Stops. So the iShare component for us was a given, and then when iShare was part of i4Trust and we came into contact with Fireware, it seemed a very logical thing to do and a way for us to securely scale the whole solution. So we hope that from this experiment we're doing under i4Trust with a consortium where we have a combination of hardware and software infrastructure, the DIH we have in our consortium is Technologies Added. They can help with really setting up the supply chain of manufacturing the boxes in a traceable, track and traceable manner, so that we can maintain the hard infrastructure really proactively, so that no box is going to fail, that we are already there to address it before there will be any problem. So that is why our DIH is in it, because the hard infrastructure is an important part. On the soft infrastructure side, of course, we need an authorization register. We have opted for a third-party authorization register. We built one ourselves, but we decided against it because we thought it is better that you do that with an external party, because it's another responsibility in the whole service we are offering. Then we feel that talking about data sharing and the importance of it, we invited a partner who's really good in communication, the New Boys Network, because we really believe that it's a very abstract story that needs to be told in a nicer, more non-tech and comprehensible manner. And we have, of course, the primary producer, and we work with retail. So from that, we hope that the next step would be to really open it up as a data space where more shippers, more logistics service providers, but also more technology solutions, like we work with 2 smart lock providers, but there are many more, so that they could also just enter that same data space, and that we can together ensure that there is unattended delivery. So that will be, say, my dream. And I realize that it's hard, particularly the hardware part, but it is something that starts to resonate in the market, because it seems to really address a need in smart cities, but also like people who live outside cities and who need to be connected in an easy way in this case, for their deliveries.